Sports, and all that they encapsulate, have endured centuries of transformations and changes. However, through all of their various developments, one thing has remained constant. Sports are a pillar of society, a constant outlet that people worldwide can turn to in times of uncertainty. Whether it be the ancient Olympic Games or the 2022 College Football Championship, there are themes and traditions that align throughout all sporting events. Many of these themes present strong connections to religious theories and dimensions. To prove this point, one need not look further than the phenomenon of the sports superfan, individuals who are fiercely dedicated to the traditions and rituals of sporting communities and their respective spectacles. One individual in particular comes to mind when I hear the term superfan, and that is my friend Tim Kalinowski. Tim has been obsessed with sports for as long as he can remember, a superfan through and through. However, there's something unique about the case of Tim and his undying love for sports. His passion is not, like most superfans, confined to a single sport or team. Sure, he favors his hometown teams like the Boston Bruins, Celtics, and New England Patriots, but it is within the unconfined nature of his fandom that the tenets of religion shine through the clearest. Be it his prized tokens, like the dozens of hats and jerseys hanging around his room, his strict rituals for watching games, or the strong emotions he feels in response to his dedicated following of sports. There are clear aspects in this case of super fandom which illustrate the many religious dimensions present in sports. Before we can further dissect the concept of fandom, we should consider the definition of religion most applicable to sports superfans like Tim, articulated by the religious historian Charles H. Long. For my purpose, he writes, religion will mean orientation in the ultimate sense, that is, how one comes to terms with the ultimate significance of one's place in the world. This definition is crucial to fully understanding Tim's passion of sports. He does nothing short of orient himself with the world when he acts in alignment with his fandom. He deliberately chooses to stay in and watch a full slate of games over going out, and he willingly follows his superstitious rituals before every meaningful game. These actions are never second-guessed. He is orienting himself through these actions, within the sports community, greater society, and the entire material world. In Michael Serrazio's famous essay, Dissecting Sports Fandom, he writes that it is the fans' sharing, participation, association, fellowship, and the possession of a common faith, which underlie the fan rituals, totemic myths, and other participatory activities surrounding sporting events. There is a reason, he is saying, to these superfans' madness, a real and persuasive draw to the life of fandom. So, what does this mean for superfans like Tim? Simply put, his dedication, along with all the actions that uphold it, contribute to something greater than himself. Calling into a radio station, for instance, as he frequently does, is not simply a self-serving action to share a unique take. It allows him to connect to the greater community of sports lovers, contributing to a perspective for that community to share, all while experiencing the sensation of fellowship and the possession of a common faith. Tim's unique viewing rituals, extensive memorabilia collections, and vast array of sports-related knowledge mean more than they appear at face value. They are his totems, symbols of greater entities that communities gather around for identity and unity. They are where he finds his purpose, not in its entirety, but surely in proportions significant to his worldly being. So as you can see, sports means something bigger than a game to superfans like Tim. The same habits, collections, and passions that may seem over the top to an onlooker are what make Tim who he is. At his core, he loves sports, playing them, attending them, and watching them. However, it's the underlying values of passion, grit, and talent exhibited through sports that truly inspired him. Many people say that without their religion, they would be lost. I am 100% certain that this same concept applies to superfans. Without the community and purpose that sports give them, they would be searching for their orientation with the spiritual world elsewhere. Forget the idea that religion has a place in sports, and start considering the fact that religion can be viewed as the sport itself.